So if you own your own business and you're trying to find clients, what is the best way to actually find clients? The answer to this and almost every question when it comes to business is it depends. It depends a lot on the type of business that you have, what type of clients you're looking for, the industry you're in, the location you're in, and things like that. But I'm gonna go over some ideas and tips to help you find clients. So for starters, there's no one way to do it. I've kind of seen everything. I've seen people that start a business and they don't really do any advertising and they just get lots of clients right away because they just let it be known that they've started their own business and maybe they already have a lot of contacts and those contacts are happy to start utilizing them. So it might be as simple as telling friends and family that you started a business, maybe just setting up a Facebook account or announcing on Facebook. And sometimes, in rare cases, that's enough to get the ball rolling. Whereas for other people, it feels like they do everything. They do paid advertising, physical print, they do digital media advertising, they do radio advertising, all these different things. And it seems like it's very difficult to get traction in getting clients. So it can vary a lot and I've seen extremes. But in my opinion, in most cases, the best way to get clients is ultimately to have a bunch of people who are kind of salespeople for you. And I mean that kind of in an informal way. Once people see what you can do or they know you personally and they know that you are reliable and you're a hard worker and you get results and all those things, then anytime the conversation comes up about what it is you do, they're going to be pitching for you. And typically, I think that's the best way. Think of example for a real estate agent. When someone needs a real estate agent, they're probably not finding one who put their face on a bus stop sign or something like that. Typically, they're going to ask their friends, their siblings, their family, their coworkers who they used for a real estate agent. And then whoever those people recommend to them is probably who they're going to use. And I think that applies to a bunch of different industries. Who did you use to pave your driveway? Or who do you use to file your taxes? Who do you use to clean your office? That's typically the most common way and probably the most reliable way to get clients. So you want to make sure that you serve your clients really well and let it be known that you have this business and kind of, in a sense, train people to be good salespeople for you. That can be, the best way to get clients, and typically it's free as well. Another thing to take into consideration is your personality type. And in any case, especially when owning a business, it's important to get out of your comfort zone. Growth happens when you get outside of your comfort zone. But I think it is important to consider your personality type. For some people, they don't mind just cold calling and they're willing to do that, and rejection doesn't really bother them. Whereas other people would just absolutely hate cold calling. So, you don't want to hate your life if, part of the reason why you probably start a business is so that you can do things the way you want to do them and, have a good attitude and feel fulfilled from your work life. So if you're spending your days cold calling when you hate doing that, then probably not a good idea. Now, another thing to consider is, are you trying to get in front of people who aren't looking for you? Or are you trying to be found by people who are looking for you? So if you're trying to get in front of people who are not even looking, like maybe you have some type of new product or service that people aren't aware of, or even if you have a pretty conventional product or service, but you still want to get in front of them, then you can do that with things like radio or television or digital media, posting on Facebook or Instagram or places like that. Then you're going to get in front of people who are just listening to the radio, not necessarily looking for anything, or just browsing Facebook, not looking for anything, and you get in front of them. Now, with that, it is a good way to get exposure, but you're going to have lower conversion rates because those people aren't necessarily looking for what you're providing. But sometimes that can be a good strategy. Whereas if people already know that they need your product or your service and they're already searching for it, then there are different ways to be found by them. So think, for example, if someone's doing a Google search, then you'll want to make sure that you come up when they're searching for whatever it is, maybe a new air conditioner or winter tires or something like that. So in that case, you want to make sure it's easy to be found, whether you just have a good website or online resources that come up early on searches, or if you're maybe paying for Google Ads, that can definitely help you be found by those people who are looking. And in that case, you're going to have higher conversion rates, right? Because those people are already actively seeking your product or service. So the important thing is that you can be found easily and that you come across as reputable and being able to add value and offer them what they're looking for. Another thing to consider is if your business is visual or not. If you are an accountant, a lawyer, a bookkeeper, your work isn't very visual. So it might be more difficult to advertise in some forms. Whereas if you are like a painting company or construction company or an interior designer or something like that, your work is more visual. So you can start making videos and take pictures and post like before and after pictures of the work you've done. And that can be a good way to get the attention of people, especially if you're posting on, social media where people are seeing visual things posted. So if you are like an accountant or a bookkeeper or lawyer, it's going to be more difficult to create ads that are so visual in nature. Another obvious way is just going to networking events, especially business networking events or joining different business networking groups. I think it's always great when you can meet with people who are seeking the same thing. You're just going to be kind of on that same level. It's not the same when you're just going to some sports team or some other organization and you're trying to push your business services or connect with people on a business level when that's not what they're there for. Whereas if you're going to business networking events, that's what people are there for. They want to talk about their business. They want to talk about your business. They want to expand their network. They want to give out their business card. They want to find strategic partners. They want to receive business cards. So that's typically the best environment to actually build out a network and even potentially find clients or, partner with people where you can help each other find clients. And then one last takeaway is just make sure you're offering value. I think, people are going to be more drawn to you to use your products or your services and also to refer you if they feel like you've brought them some type of value. So even if you're at a networking event, maybe you meet someone and you know of a good person they should get in contact with, or you provide them with a good resource or some good insight, then they're going to be more likely to want to converse with you and maybe have a follow-up one-to-one meeting with you or refer you out to other people you've met. So try to find ways to be of value to your clients and people you meet and even people you're just advertising to. And that's all I have for tips for now on this subject. So hopefully that was helpful. You can click like if you liked the video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. They cover business startup topics and business management topics. And if you have any questions, you can just leave a question in the comment section below. And if you're interested in having a one-on-one consultation with myself for all things business management, I will leave a link to that in the video description.